No matter what kind of training you do, no matter what your objective is, ultimately movement capacity is going to be your crowning achievement. Your ability to move, your ability to perform. That's why we've been given this body. That's why we have this body. That's how our bodies evolved, is in order to be able to perform. Performance at one time was through the function of being able to feed yourself. We had to go out and hunt. We had to go out and build. We had to go out and physically fight. Training was life. Movement was life. You understand? All of our basic physiological functions are predicated by movement within the viscera. Just think about when they talk about bowel movements. Taking a shit, it's a movement. It's peristaltic movement, but it's aided by squatting, by bending, by twisting. We aid all physiological functions by moving. We think better. We breathe deeper. We have more fulfilling relationships, better sex. It's what we no longer do. We no longer squat to sit. We sit in a flexed hip position up on a pedestal. We no longer have to run to catch our food. We no longer have to drag things back to our homes. We no longer have to climb trees to pick fruit. We no longer have to till the field. Technology began to improve when we had the ox-driven plow. We sat on animals. So we went from plowing with our own hands to sitting on animals to driving tractors to flying in airplanes. Technology has afforded us so much, but it's taken so much away. We've gained the ability to do nothing. We have more time, we have more leisure, we have more luxury, but we have less movement, we have less life. We have less vitality. We have weaker bodies. You climb the ladder, and as you get to the top of the ladder, you begin to recognize that it's on the wrong wall. When you're hit with the calamity, when you're hit with the depression, when you're hit with the 7 bullets that take you down, it is basically God or the universe saying, you're on the wrong wall, bro. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if you're following all the rules. It doesn't matter what the result is, because ultimately you're on the wrong ladder. You're in the wrong wall, and you're going to be knocked down. I mean, the whole thing is to be spontaneous. The whole thing is to get out of your head, right? If you're living a very patterned life, very angular patterned life like most of us do, we get stuck. We get physically stuck and mentally stuck. So as your body becomes rigid and your mind becomes rigid, we go to school and we get rigidified. Then we go into a very rigid world. Even though you were an entrepreneur per se, you still had a schedule. You still had a daily routine. You still had to be accountable to various boundaries. When we can allow our body to be free of those boundaries and we can be spontaneous in our own flesh, we access a form of intelligence that gets stifled by our very suppressed angular lives. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of forms of dance and art are designed to allow you to be completely spontaneous in the movement. So people who do, draw mandalas or paint, this is allowing them to express themselves in a nonlinear way. When you're talking about the moving around, the bouncing, the vibrating, the verbal stuff, the sounds that's associated with some of the exercises I've taught, that's allowing yourself to move in a nonlinear way. You almost go into a trance. You can allow yourself to go into a trance through pattern interrupt, because the ego is so attached to its rigid ideology and its rigid ways and its angularness. When you throw it off with something that kind of that causes you to have to react or respond spontaneously, you really wake up your mind and body.